Hey, you guys over here. It's a quarantine area. You are not allowed to be here. Disperse now. You know, for a group that is trained to track Inhumans, you guys are pretty. Inhumans, freeze! I'll give you. I'll give you a freeze. Wow, sucks. Yeah, bowling time. Nice. So we got it coming. What the world? Yeah, probably. Soldier, what's going on out there? Sir, stay in a secure facility. We're under attack by inhuman terrorists. It's mandatory. I better go to Dr. Garner. I gotta tell you to open this. Well, Coulson, this is it's quite well operation you have here. You have your own. You can create your own personal section of base where you can detain powered people, if the need arises. Yes. So I hope that based on reason we can keep the location of my base a secret from world leaders. Just for now, you know, Coulson, for a man who wishes to legitimize Shield, you're not very you're not wish to be forthcoming with research. Don't you realize that the world leaders are tired of Shield secrets anymore? Even if they do agree to reinstate Shield as a new reinstate Shield again, they'll need certain contingencies to make sure what happened with Hydra doesn't happen again. I understand you and the other security council's concerns. I really do. But if Shield has any chance of operating with it needs to be off the grid. It needs to operate outside of normal law enforcement agencies, like even that of the CIA. And that's the only way that we can do our jobs right. I don't know if that will happen anymore, Colston. What do you mean? There's a bill going in place. There's talk amongst the world leaders about a new bill being put in place to handle enhanced people, especially the Avengers, called the Superhuman Registration Act. Its purpose is to to force all enhanced people to be registered with the government and to be called upon in times of great peril to go into action if needed. And if not, they're meant to stay in their areas until called upon. And okay, that concerns me because it concerns your team, because your new team of Steel Warriors are Inhumans, so they must abide by laws. Not going to happen. And besides, when it comes to creating a list of power people done by the hands of the government or even any agency that isn't Shield related, there's always a chance of that information being leaked to our enemies. Enemies like Hydra, especially, will take precautions. Besides, because this superhero wasn't created by Shield doesn't mean it doesn't mean there will be problems. We will make sure that any intel collected by those who register will stay completely confidential in the U.S. government. Can you really assure that? Well, General, I'm not saying that you guys intentionally allow these leaks to happen, but leaks to happen no matter how we know that the virtual world that we live in can't easily be hacked by those that are still enough to do so, and so. But this bill will happen eventually. When that happens, is their goal to elect a certain government agency to oversee that the Registration Act will be. Right now, the organization that the government has in mind is never been the MRD to help enforce the laws of this new bill, as well as the military. But if Shield comes forward and willing to follow by its laws, they'll also have a slice of the pie. So you expect Shield will enforce this law and take away the rights of certain American citizens. Not all citizens, only those with powers. So they may not be human anymore, but they still have the same rights as normal people do. Unfortunately, they didn't close to come in. We're under attack. Some rogue humans are breaking into, are attacking the stronghold. I sense that they're there. I sense. I have a feeling it's no coincidence. They're here for. Those are humans that are attacking us for sea because Lash is there. If that's so, then I'll go over immediately and insist it and insist it and all right. And I'll let him know. Make sure no fire at you. Fire at you, Mac. Yeah. Mac, you go. May. If you're not going, May, I don't think it's. May, I don't. Are you sure? Yeah. I'll go too. May I show up for this? Look, if those Inhumans are for Andrew, then I gotta be there to protect him. So I'm in. Alright then. Alright then. Come on, you pathetic. Listen, you Inhumans, you better stand down, or else. What's the best way to send a small team of normal human shield agents to combat us? I would have thought, but that shield would have more decent fighters. Does that? I hope. Do I qualify? It's Karnak. I'm pleased that you have remembered fellow Inhuman brothers and sisters. I, Karnak, a member of the royal family of Human, offer you just one chance. Surrender now and I'll disperse this violent to me. And if you do so, I will offer you free sanctuary amongst the people of Atuan. But if you do not accept this offer and continue to disperse in this senseless violence, then I cannot guarantee that you will not be locked up in a more hospitable location if you continue to fight on these premises. I tried to warn you. The monster is impressive, but I can see your weak points. Let's move in now. I can't believe he's forced. I believe we're forced to stay behind and keep basically these MARD agents. Inhumans. What the? Inhumans. Hey you. You. Let's move fast. Don't worry. Fitz, what's going on? I'm hearing fight sounds. Don't worry, Dr. Gunn. We have everything under control. Well, we thought that some Inhumans are attacking the facility. Obviously here for you, but don't worry. We'll keep you safe. Fitz, look out. Oh boy. Fitz, do not worry, Lash. Your human friend is safe. I only did a light effect on my powers. Who are you? What do you want with me? We are here on behalf of Legacy. We are here to liberate you from your capture. You work for Legacy, but you're Inhuman. I sense that you're Inhumans that were created by a Terrigen Wave incident. We are. And let's see, but I hope that doesn't interfere overrule the fact that we're here to liberate you. But just for our own safety, we will extract you while you remain in your cell until you get reunited with our common leader. And how are you gonna do that with this? What's this up? Oh no. Oh no. Oh you cock shut. You are not to be. Oh yeah, I got something for you, lady. Tear down. But that all you got? No. Try me. Alright, bring on her. You fought well, but not well enough to take on deal with me, I'm afraid. May come and make this Fitz. What is it, Fitz? Is everything okay in there? If I not, humans attack you alone. They already infiltrated base. I'm sorry, they got Andrew. No, darn it. I'm sorry, May. Me too. Me too. It appears. It appears, and it appears that we got word from we got word from our our neighboring headquarters on the other side of a city, of a country. It appears that while the Hydra attacked us here to steal, but they were attacking another facility. That facility was full of Inhumans. Like how many humans did Hydra capture? All of them. Oh, darn it. This was a coordinated attack. What you're saying? Do you think those Inhumans were working with Hydra? I don't think so. They were definitely here for last. I don't think so. Some of those Inhumans were working for a different party, not Hydra. Perhaps, so he's saying they were the same person that told Lash that he was some sort of righteous god, righteous zealous, destined to cleanse the world of imperfect humans. Sounds like it. Wait, one problem after another. I think you're right, Daisy. Daisy, Hydra is stationed here in Los Angeles, so this is what they plan to make sense. Los Angeles is one of the most populated cities of all time. A combination of people that actually live here in all sorts of towns, and people that come all over to gamble in their many different casinos. A great place to spread a deadly fire disease. So what's the plan here, Daisy? We can't just go and gun splitting. If we attack pretty much early, then if we're not careful, then Hydra could solve the that's why virus bomb early, and if there's a chance that we need a title from all, take a selfie. So for now, Mike, you here on standby just in case. That you here, and if you see any Hydra try to escape the area, you step in and apprehend them. Will do. Will do. You and Crystal go. You're with me. All right. She hurt. Just keep it focused. Yes. What's the status? Everything's ready to go, Mr. Strucker. We're ready to release the virus on your orders. Excellent. Excellent. Soon, this entire city will be infected. Everything's soon. If only my father could see me now. I bet he'll wish that that you treated me differently all those years. All those years. First, what that? Hi there. What the? Easy. Come on, let's go. I know this isn't a good time, but I have to know, what was your relationship with the Grant Ward guy? Really, you see now to talk about this. But will you ever give me another good time to talk about this? Probably not. And well, Daisy, what was Grant Ward, the real Grant Ward anyway? Look, if you must know, look, weren't I the real Ward, that not just clone, knockoff? We had something, but look, we never really had I had a chance to have an actual serious relationship. But when I first met Ward, he was just some jerky government stooge looking to hide the truth that I thought the world needed to know. But after I joined Course Team, I had a time to get to know him, both as a fellow agent and my SO. I learned that his life was more complicated than I gave her, and life was kind of like mine. What do you mean? Well, we both had these complicated, messed up childhoods. I lived a life trying to figure out where we came from, always moving from orphanage to orphanage, never really fitting in with people. And Ward had to go with a family, abusive family, so we both had. So it was easy for me to develop sympathetic relationship with Ward. What did you two? No, we never did. Although I wonder what that would have been like. We always kissed. On the day that Sheild fell, we had a real heart-to-heart moment, and on that day, I actually thought we actually had something special. We could actually be more than just friends or co-workers. We actually be boyfriend and girlfriend. And we were able to keep our relationship professional while also being SHIELD agents. But we never got the chance because Hydra by the name of Chameleon killed him while he was protecting me from being killed back at the hub on that same day. And only found out until after it was read that the ward I have been hanging with after the hub incident was actually a Chameleon posing as Grant Ward. I'm sorry, it must have been hard. Hard. Yeah, it was. In fact, that there's another ward out there that works for that's World of Hydra, who is with the real ward's memory. This really burns me up, you know. Up, you know, and more of that he's threatening to stick. I promise you, maybe. As long as I'm around, we still went. Look out! Stacy. I was wondering you would show up to the party. I had a feeling you would show up. But everyone, this is Agent Johnson. How will shop right now? It's up to you to stop the bomb. Don't want Hydra. But Daisy, what you do? I got this. You struck her. But Daisy, go. Yeah, go. Yeah, go. Second choice. Let the big boys talk. But I got this. Okay, I trust you. Dante, come follow me. We have a mission to keep. I'm impressed. You really are about trusting Agent Johnson. Really trust that we actually being in a movie that they're trying to stop Hydra from causing a viral apocalyptic pandemic. And Hydra will never win as long as there's people out there fighting a good fight. And you really believe any more force than you when the word my memories came from. Alright, sorry, I'm coming. I do the bomb now. What the? Sir, it's been, what the? Frozen? Surprise. Oh, get her. She's messing with the equipment. I think not. I think we've actually moved in the world. I went from finding low-level street thugs to finding fully armed Hydra enforcers. I figured that's a fine way of working out. Come on. No, warning. System failure. No. It's over, Warner. It's over. I'm not done yet. Don't shoot. Warning. Oh no, it's actually. Stop it. Leave it to me. I got this. Mike, working on a wireless connection now. I got this. Warning, system shutting down. Virus contained in dispersal units. Yes, you did. Deathlock. Well, woohoo. It's over. It's over, fake ward. You lost. That's no, we haven't lost. Not yet. What the? Darn it. Darn it. Darn it. Darn it. Darn it, how do you... Hutch. I take it that you failed, and worse, you allowed Sheild to capture Werner von Strucker. I'm afraid so. But I figured out what you were hoping for, was it? Hyping up Werner, putting him in a situation where Sheild will have to go through, have to overcome great odds to win, all to capture Strucker's only heir. Strucker's only heir. We are just as smart as the real Grant Ward. You are trying to choose this one, aren't you? Why? Why go through all of that trouble? Why go through all that trouble? Because it was this whole plan. This whole is about me grooming Werner to be Hydra's new head. It's all about you, Mr. Ward. I wanted to test this. You see, your creation derives from the idea of Crimson Widow and Maya Vipra. I had to make sure that you're willing to do what needs to be done in order to assure Hydra's future. In fact, that you're here right now instead of wasting your time, instead of wasting your efforts trying to rescue the heir of a of a of a forgotten Hydra society, proves that you are the right man for a job. That you actually could be Hydra's second head, next to my head, of course. Why? Why all the cloak and dagger, Mr. Gideon Malik? What was it? What is it all about? I'll show you. Tell me, Ward. Ward, from the memories that you have from the original Ward, what do you know about Hydra's history? It's simple. Hydra was founded by Red Skull, who used Nazi funding to build this whole empire. But, nah, I'm afraid that's only the tip of the iceberg. I'm afraid, Ward. But Red Skull was only following the principles that Hydra was built upon. That the greatest powers were not that the greatest powers and that they need to be received by a superior being. No, Hydra has been around a lot longer since the Second World War. No, Hydra is actually as old as this stone here. As this stone here, and that the stone here. So you see, Hydra is actually a secret society that has been around for thousands of years. What if I told you that there was someone inside this very obelisk? I would tell you that would be impossible. How would anyone? Well, I'm afraid, and he's still very much alive. Thousands of years ago, a human was created. Amongst a powerful inhuman was created by the Kree Empire. So powerful, so cunning that it filled every inhumans filled with dread. You see, thousands of years ago, the Kree came to Earth to experiment on races of humans, transformed using their blood and terrigen mists that they created from unique crystals that they found on our planet to create inhumans. But there was one particular inhuman that they created that was powerful of them all. He was called Malveus, which is Latin for hive. Hive. He was meant to be the most powerful of all the inhumans. Destined to, he was meant to be the Inhumans general, the general of the Inhuman army. He was created to help the Kree control the Inhuman army to serve their goals. But Hive never had any intention to help the Kree. Thanks to after the Kree helped give Hive his powers, he rallied the Inhumans to value humans, and he who led the human against their creators, the Kree, forcing them to depart from the planet Earth. And after Hive helped his fellow Inhuman brothers and sisters exile the Kree, he started to get more clear ambitions that were the very ideals of Hydra. He wanted to lead the Inhumans in a massive campaign against their inhuman counterpart, their human and mutant counterparts. And he was the first Inhuman who wanted to lead the Inhumans into a war against the human and mutant population. But there are some Inhumans that refuse to follow Hive's mission. So they form an alliance with the temporary alliance with the humans, and together they defeat Hive and his followers, and using unique minerals that were left behind by the Kree, they created this special person that you see before you. I mean, the obvious is this person for this Hive. That's right. And ever since then, Hive has been trapped in this very obvious for generations, for decades. for centuries. But although the humans were able to defeat Hive's allies, but there were actually some humans that actually were willing to serve Hive, and Hive with the promise of them becoming inhuman just like him. And those and they were able to survive that terrible battle. And those humans that chose to serve Hive were able to escape, and eventually found what's known today as the organization known as Hydra. And ever since then, and throughout the generations, Hydra has taken many shapes, many forms, but sticking to the main goal of finding a way to free their leader and serving him as he becomes his lost empire. Okay, that's a lot to take in. Well, it's a tall tale. And how do you? Well, it's right. But after we were able to, and here he is now. Behold, our leader Hive. So that's Hive, yes. We were able to extract his essence from the obelisk and create a clone, but he's not complete. There are still some aspects of Hive's genetics that still reside within the obelisk that none of our equipment have been able to retrieve. We need them in order to complete Hive's resurrection into this world to lead us. And it's he who is Hive's destiny to rebuild him. Alright, so what you need? What we need is an inhuman that can destroy any material. And I think you are familiar. Daisy. You want Daisy Johnson, and that is why I have insisted in funding Man and Viper's cloning experiments to create you. You see, when Man and Viper and Crimson Road proposed the idea of creating you, at first I was interested, but after reading your dossier and of the original Great Ward, I believe if someone like him existed that adopted Hydra's ideals, that you could be the person that we need to help, and that is why, because I believe that you can let's say if I help you, and we succeed in resurrecting this Hydra god, what happens? When that happens, we will do whatever we want. We want Sheild, the Avengers, anyone who dare or fall by the hands of our leader, and we will have the honors of ruling this world by his side. And you believe this Hive will actually accept us as his faithful servants. I believe once he has a chance to see that we are loyal to him, that we are loyal to him, that he will accept us as his acolytes. So now I have a question for you, Ward. Are you willing to help make history, or are you just gonna wait around and wait for the inevitable destruction of our once pride empire? All right then, All right then, you have a deal, Mr. Mag.